Have you ever just stared at a trading chart and felt completely overwhelmed? I mean, there are lines going everywhere, indicators telling you opposite things. It's just pure analysis paralysis. Well, what if you could slice right through all of that noise with, like, the precision of a ninja? Stick around because we're about to break down a trading system that promises to do just that.
All right, here's our game plan. First, we're going to talk about that universal struggle, chaos versus clarity on the charts. Then we'll get right into what NinjaMoku actually is and zoom in on its most important feature, the Kumo Cloud. After that, we'll look at the simple signals it uses for trades, and we'll wrap up by checking out some of the more advanced tools in its arsenal.
Okay, Section 1, Chaos versus Clarity. Before we dive into any specific system, we have to talk about the core problem that every single trader on the planet faces. How in the world do you find a clean, actionable signal inside a hurricane of market noise?
I mean, we've all been there, right? You're just staring at the screen, completely frozen. The price is moving, lines are crossing, and that little voice in your head just starts screaming, "It's now the time to buy? Is it time to sell? Am I too late?" That confusion, that anxiety, that's exactly the problem that systems like NinjaMoku are built to solve.
So, this brings us neatly to the potential solution we've been talking about. Let's pull back the curtain and really figure out what this NinjaMoku thing is, and see how it tries to swap out all that chaos for some much-needed clarity.
So what is it really? Well, at its core, NinjaMoku is a trading view indicator, and its whole philosophy is super simple. Follow the trend. The main goal here is to give you a really clear visual signal to get into a trade at a decisive moment, right as the move is getting started, not when the party is already half over. And this slide right here tells you a lot. Look at the left. That's a standard Ichimoku chart. It's powerful for sure, but let's be honest, for a lot of people, it kind of looks like a plate of spaghetti. Now look at the right. That's NinjaMoku. You can see it's built on that same foundation, but it adds all these simplified icons and signals to make spotting opportunities way more intuitive.
So, where do we even begin to understand this? Well, it all starts with the single most important part of the entire system, the Kumo, or as it's better known, the cloud. If you get this one concept right, everything else just kind of falls into place.
The easiest way to think about the Kumo Cloud is to see it as the entire field of play. It's the battlefield. Before you even think about looking for a buy or a sell signal, the very first question you should always ask yourself is, where's the price in relation to that cloud? And this illustrates it perfectly. The system basically divides your entire chart into two simple zones. If the price is trading up above the cloud, you're in the bullish zone. If it's trading down below the cloud, you're in the bearish zone. That's it. It's a simple black and white filter.
So this brings us to the most crucial point, the absolute #1 rule of the NinjaMoku system. You only look for buy signals when the price is trading above the Kumo, inside that bullish zone. That is your main filter for literally everything else we are about to cover. And why is that rule so important? Well, the picture is worth 1,000 words, and this chart says it all. Trying to buy a stock when it's trading below the cloud is like trying to swim up a waterfall. The current, the trend, is just completely against you. The system is specifically designed to act as a guardrail to keep you out of these really low probability trades.
Okay, so let's move on to the actual signals and see how this all builds on itself. Now that we know where to look, only in that bullish zone, let's talk about what we're actually looking for.
What's great is the system gives you these super clear visual cues right there on the chart. You'll literally see green icons like little hearts or lightning flashes that are basically yelling buy. And on the flip side, you'll see red dots that act as warnings, kind of saying, hey, maybe take some profits or that the trend might be running out of steam. It's all designed so you can understand it at a glance.
But it's not just about the icons. NinjaMoku also gives you this quick little trend strength dashboard. You see these two lines here? They're just moving averages. All you got to know is, if the price is above the top line, the trend is strong. If it's above the bottom, even bigger line, the trend is very strong. It's a really simple visual check on the health of the move.
But all of these different signals, they're all kind of building up to something much bigger. The system's creators highlight one very specific combination of signals that they call the deadly combo. And it's a pattern that can show up right before a massive breakout.
And here it is. This is the deadly combo. It's three things all happening really close together. You get a star icon, which signals a potential shock or shift in trend. Then you get a flash icon, which means the trend is picking up steam. And finally, you get a big cluster of special volume, showing that the big money might be stepping in. When those three show up to the party together, that's the system's highest alert for a breakout.
And this is the payoff. In this particular example, that deadly combo signal fired when the price was just around 1092. And what happened after that? Well, a massive, explosive move all the way up to over 7,065. This is exactly the kind of decisive, big trend move the system is designed to help you catch.
Now, the system doesn't just stop with entry signals. There are a couple of other tools included that really round out the whole package. Let's call it the rest of the arsenal. First up, there's the Ninja Targets tool. What this does is automatically plot potential price targets right on your chart. It uses what are called Fibonacci levels, which are just key mathematical areas where price often reacts. This helps answer that other huge question, which is, if I get in, where could this trade actually go? It gives you a potential roadmap. And finally, to save you a ton of time, there's a built-in scanner. Because honestly, who wants to manually flip through hundreds of charts looking for the perfect setup? This tool does all the heavy lifting for you. It scans the market and brings any stocks that are currently flashing a strong buy signal right to your attention.
So, from that foundational Kumo Cloud to the high-probability deadly combo, the NinjaMoku system really offers a structured, visual approach to trading with the trend. It aims to give you a clear set of rules to cut through the noise. But of course, that leaves us with one final, big question. Can any single system, no matter how well it's designed, truly conquer the incredible chaos of the market?